Hey Capricorn, this is Natalie from Inspired Alignment. I am coming today to do the first half of September readings. So this is going to be from the 1st until the 15th of September. And the readings that I'm doing this month are a little bit different than the ones that I've done in the past. So for this month, I'm going to pull 3 cards for your energy for the first half of September. And then I'm going to pull 3 cards for the person that you could be dealing with. So this can range from a significant other, it can be a twin flame, so your divine counterpart, it could be a family member, a friend, a coworker, or just somebody that, has been on your mind. So that can be different for everybody. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the energies that we've been experiencing and like what is to come. So, in the months of July and August, we dealt with some really intense energies that were very like up and down. We had a lot of things going on astrologically, and this was kind of like forcing us to kind of figure out what belonged in our life and what didn't, where we needed to be, like where are we really meant to be, what things were working for us and what things weren't working for us. And we've been going through this, like these ups and downs and different kinds of emotional things. And some people have dealt with dramatic changes in their life that have like completely changed things for them, and other people have dealt with the changes happening more gradually throughout the last couple of months. So tomorrow we have the full moon in Pisces. And this is going to kind of be like the culmination of all of these energies and different things that we have been experiencing over the last couple of months. So things could be leaving your life. You could be like finding things out, or just whatever has been taking place over the last couple months, that's all kind of like wrapping up here at the end of August. And the full moon in Pisces is going to kind of play a big part in that. It's a very like intense energy. It kind of like focuses on, hidden things, emotions, and stuff like that. So anything that has not yet come to the surface will probably be happening somewhere around this time of the full moon in Pisces. So usually this energy is at its most intensity like 3 days before, 3 days after, and then of course the day of the full moon. So going into September, we are going to be kind of grounding ourselves into all of these things that we have been changing within ourselves through over the last couple months. So, we're really going to start to get on our path, like set in the direction that we're going. We're going to kind of have a clearer picture of like, who is going to be there and who isn't, what situations, are going to be in our life and what isn't. And we're going to be like really getting into that energy and kind of like, acting in our daily life. And just really grounding ourselves into this new self. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the sign of Capricorn. I know that I was only going to do the first half of the month, and so I thought that these readings would be a little bit shorter, but they still end up being about 30 minutes long. So apparently Spirit, wants me to, share those messages, so hopefully the timing is okay with everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the sign of Capricorn for the beginning half of September. Okay. Spirit, what messages do Capricorns need to know for the first half of September 2018? What energies will Capricorns be experiencing? What energies will they be dealing with? And what energies will they be in during the first half of September 2018? What important messages do Capricorns need to know for this time? Okay. Okay, so the first card that I have is the Six of Earth. Second card is the Five of Earth. And the third card is the Eight of Air. And then underneath the deck, we have the Counselor. So what I see here for Capricorns in the first half of September is that you guys are feeling constrained in some way. You are feeling like tied up in some kind of situation or circumstance. This could be like a relationship. This could be like a job. This could really just be any kind of situation or circumstance where you feel like right now you cannot break free from it. And this could be because you feel like you don't have the finances to do so, and you're still having to work to get the stability or the finances that you need in order to leave this situation. And then next to this Six of Earth, I have the Five of Earth. So in this card, what I get is that there might be something going on within this situation that is somewhat toxic. But it's almost like the toxicity of this relationship is kind of like what's like reeling you back into this situation. I'm getting that this could even be like addictions of some sort. So this doesn't have to be you. This could be people that are around you or people that you're having to deal with. You know, and addictions can be numerous things. You know, you could be addicted to a relationship. You could be addicted to gambling or alcohol, or, you know, it could be like a number of different things. But what I'm getting from this is that you are like stuck in some kind of a situation that is toxic. There is some kind of toxic piece to whatever the situation is that you are stuck in. And I can't help but notice the horns on both of these people here, you know, where it's like, you know, in the traditional tarot, the Devil card is, it basically, you know, talks about being stuck in like the material world, you know, like being like ego based. So, you know, we have to have a certain kind of house or a certain kind of car or a certain kind of image or so much money. Our relationship or our marriage needs to look a certain way. That's kind of like really coming from like an ego part of ourselves. And the Devil card in the traditional tarot talks about those types of things that are holding us back. And sometimes it can be because of fear, like we are afraid to break free from these like, like images that we are trying to create for ourselves. Like there's some kind of fear there, that when you break free from it, that you know, it's not going to turn out well, or people are going to look at you differently, or, you know, there's going to be like some kind of an issue with how you are viewed. And so I'm kind of getting that vibe from these two cards here, that there is like almost like a fear of breaking away from something that you know is toxic. And I mean, because you feel like you are kind of like stuck within the situation. And I think that you know that, you know, there is some kind of like toxicity happening here. So then we have the Eight of Air. which in this card, it kind of is telling me that kind of what I said just a minute ago was like there's almost like a decision that needs to be made, and you kind of feel like this person is chained here too. Both of these people are chained, and so this is more like in a physical way, so not having the means to get out of a situation. This one is more of in a mental way. So, you are like feeling like, which way do I go? Almost like it has to be one way or another way. It can't be both. And so you're like really at like a crossroads here. And there is something like materially that is kind of holding you back from even, I think, even really considering this other choice. So, I was going to say something about this. Okay, so, when you are able to change the way that you think about something. So if you're constantly thinking there's no way that I'm going to be able to get out of this situation, I'm never going to have enough money to do this, I'm not, everybody's going to look at me this way or that way. If you're constantly in that frame of mind, then you are going to continue to be stuck in this situation. Many people get confused and think that this has to change before this changes. They think, oh, if I gain the money and do this and that, then I can remove myself from the situation and I will mentally feel better. When really it's the opposite. You need to get mentally yourself into a different state of mind. You need to be able to believe that you can get yourself out of this situation, and that you can achieve certain things in your life, and that it doesn't matter what anybody else around you thinks about it. And when you start to do that, these things, these financial things that you need, or this abundance that you need in order to remove yourself from the situation, will begin to manifest itself in your life. You will be able to kind of pull that in because the way that you're thinking has changed. And this is kind of like the law of attraction. So if you're not already familiar with what the law of attraction is, definitely, look into that, research it, because I really feel like, you are definitely feeling stuck in some way, and a lot of it has to do with the way that you are thinking about things. So underneath the deck, we have the counselor card. So what I'm getting here is that maybe you are talking to somebody about this situation that is going on in your life, or maybe that there's a person involved in this situation that is kind of using you as a counselor. So kind of like coming to you and dumping all of their baggage or problems onto you, and it's kind of like even loading you up more with anxiety and stress and everything else. But this could be the other way around too. Like you could be going to people and talking about this situation, and you're discussing it with people and kind of like asking for advice, but I see that you're not really taking the advice, because this person, if you are going to them to kind of like talk or discuss things, they're not going to be able to change the way that you're thinking about things. Only you can do that. Only you can change the way that you are viewing and thinking about things. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for the person that you could be dealing with here in the beginning of September. Spirit, can I have 3 cards for the person that Capricorn is dealing with during the first half of September in 2018? 3 cards for the person Capricorn is dealing with. Okay, the first card I have is Thought. The second card is Youth, the Youth. Okay, and the next card is the Ten of Air. And then underneath the deck we have the Mother. Okay, so right away I'm picking up that this could be like a family type relationship. You could, have children with somebody. You guys may be together or may not be together, but I see at one point like there was a relationship here that maybe had children, so like a family type of a relationship. And this does not have to resonate with all people. I have a couple different storylines that are here. But what I'm getting for this other person is that they are kind of like in the same boat as you a little bit. They are having to change the way that they are thinking about things as well. But I am seeing that their ability to change the way that they are thinking or perceiving things is a little bit easier than it is for you. For some reason, it almost feels like you are really like stuck in your way of doing things, or feeling like, you know, there really is no other way. Kind of like this like lack mentality. Whereas this other person, you know, I think that they know that if they start to look at things in a more optimistic way versus a pessimistic way, that they can start to change the things that are happening in their lives. And this, there could be children that are involved, and this person could be a parent, a mother to these children. And I'm getting that, you know, there is going to be some kind of a shift with this person. They are going to start looking at things in a different way. They're going to start seeing things in more of like a positive light, and it's going to start like changing things within their life. And you know, maybe by this person doing this, you know, you're going to kind of see that happen within them, and you might realize that, you know, you'll be able to do this too. So during the first half of September, though, I don't really see you making the change yet. I see that this person can maybe going like through this transformation of you know, changing their thought patterns and the way that they are viewing things, and really kind of like moving forward with that. And that is like taking place like from now until the middle of September, and you might just be kind of observing this happening with this person. I don't really see you like making the moves, or you know, like starting to think in a different way. I really think that you're just kind of like observing what is going on with this person. And so if there's not actual children involved, if this isn't like a parent and a child, this person could really be kind of stepping into a more like youthful part of themselves. So they're kind of, you know, being more childlike, more hopeful. And that is going to, you know, kind of help boost, you know, this like change of the frame of mind that they're in. And, you know, by them going through this, you know, and if you're still kind of stuck in this energy, this person may, you know, decide to walk away from a situation. You know, because the 10 of air is kind of like an ending to something. So this could be an ending to the old way of how they were viewing things, or it could be an ending to like a relationship or a situation or circumstance that they are in. And this is because, you know, they are realizing that, you know, they are the mother, not just the mother of children, but, you know, like they are like the mother of, you know, they are that loving, caring, nurturing person who is like in control of their life. And so, you know, they might just decide to, you know, leave certain situations or go in another direction. And, you know, it might take for something like that to happen for you to really kind of get out of this toxic kind of like frame of mind that you're in. And I do want to say that if this is like a marriage, that you guys might be seeking counseling, you may be going to see a counselor. And I do want to say that, maybe like as, some advice or guidance, if this is the situation, if you are going to see a counselor and you're going with like your significant other or your husband or wife, try to kind of be a little bit more open-minded with the situation, because I can definitely see here that you are very like closed off, very stuck in your ways of doing things. And there really is nothing wrong with that, but if you're trying to make this relationship work with this person, you are probably going to have to become a little bit more open-minded. And everybody goes through processes in a different way and handles things and deals with things differently. So, you guys might just be, really dealing with things completely different from each other. And maybe there's just like some like misunderstandings going on here. But I'm seeing that this person is able to be more open-minded with maybe some things where you are kind of more closed off when it comes to stuff. So, maybe kind of think about that if certain situations arise during this time in the beginning of September. So I'm going to pull a Blessed Bee card. What other messages does Capricorn need to know for the beginning part of September in 2018? Okay, so we have a blessing for a fresh start and a blessing for peace of mind. So, this could be, this relationship, or, if this isn't like a romantic relationship, this could be like a friendship, a family member. It could be like a business partner. But it's like there needs to be a fresh start. There needs to be a new beginning in this situation. And I think that maybe, you guys are kind of just starting the cycle. And, things might not completely like iron themselves out or get to the place where you want them to go until maybe the winter months. So we're looking at like November, December, or January, where these things, that maybe you're working on here during the month of September, it might take that long for these things to really start to come to fruition. And then here I have a blessing for peace of mind. So, this situation, or even, if it doesn't have anything to do with this particular person, just the situation that you are in, feeling stuck, feeling, bound to something, and something, that is toxic, you're really going to want to try and really take some time out to find peace of mind. Find ways to find joy within your life, because, this might be a little tumultuous or difficult to deal with. And so if it is, even if it is like that, then, really take the time, to find something that is enjoyable to you, something that brings happiness to you within every day. So at least one time a day, do something that is going to like bring a smile to your face and bring like, warmth to your heart. For a lot of people, I tell them to write down, like 5 to 10 things that they were grateful for within just that day. So if that's something that you feel like you could do, I would definitely try to do that, because that will kind of help to train your mind into thinking more in a positive way, instead of kind of being in this like lack mentality. So, maybe try that out if you find yourself, kind of down and out during this time. So I'm going to pull a Lightworker Oracle card. What messages do we have for Capricorn for the beginning of September 2018? What messages do Capricorn need to know? Okay, so Family of Light and First Ray of Power. I'm going to read both of these from the book. Family of Light, I did see here that this could be a family situation. So, that could be significant for somebody. But I'm going to read it from the book too. So, Family of Light says, the limits that much of humanity place upon their love, that they will love their own family, country, religion, or community better than they love those on the outside, do not restrain your heart. You are capable of loving humanity, of loving all creation on earth. As an extended spiritual family, you will love all as your own. You are meant to belong to a broader family of light. And, so that was kind of like a little bit of what I seen up here. Like, it's almost like you have yourself in a box. You have placed yourself in this box, and it's almost like you're afraid to get out of the box for whatever reasons. I mean, we all have our own reasons for, creating boxes around us, or, not wanting to come out of them. But this is really telling you to, try to break down the walls of the box. Try to be understanding of the people around you, even if they are strangers. Try to, think of maybe a situation that they're dealing with, that could be something that you have no idea what that person is dealing with. Maybe they've really gone through something really tragic, but they're doing something that is not like very nice behavior or something, or they're doing something that's odd. Not really judging that person or getting frustrated or upset with that person, but kind of trying to understand that maybe you don't know exactly what's going on with that person. So the next card that we have is the first ray of power. This card says, the first ray of power is energy of conscious destruction. It can be used in a healthy way to eliminate the past and allow for a fresh start, which we had that fresh start card just a minute ago. The first ray also carries the frequency of leadership. It can assist you to stand in the truth of your light so that others can find their way by it. It helps to strengthen your willpower so you can accomplish any task that you choose. The Ascended Master Elmora brings you his particular blessing and encourages you to believe in your own strength and to take the initiative on what matters most to you. So, this is really kind of going within, kind of trying to operate more from your emotional self rather than your logical self. It really stood out to me that it's, saying that you are kind of being asked to be a leader in some way. So, if you do have children that are involved in this situation, they are looking up to you. You are a role model for them. You want to be able to show them, the best way, how to be their best selves, because they're looking up to every single thing that you do. So, really, keeping that in mind and being conscious of the fact that, younger people are always constantly looking up to the older people around them to see, they're like sponges, they're always they have to figure out, how they're going to be operating in this world, as they grow and learn. So, really keep that in mind, because you could have some younger people that are around you that are really looking up to you at this time. So I hope that these messages help, Capricorn, and I'm going to come back around the middle of September to bring more readings for the end of September for the second half. Also, I'm doing a special with personal readings right now for $33. The readings usually run about 30 to 40 minutes. You can email me at inspiredalignment33@gmail.com. I'm not quite sure how fast those are going to book up. I've done quite a few readings recently, and they have been amazing, by the way. I just very strong energies coming through, really good messages. But I would like to get to as many people as I can right now, because I feel like, there's a lot of people that are kind of going through some things. I'd like to really kind of try and help or be of some assistance if I can. Also, I did start posting some different kinds of videos on the channel. I've got some things up about Ascension, and throughout the month of September, I'll be kind of like putting different things up. So you might want to like check those out throughout the month. But that's about it. So I hope that you have a good rest of the month, Capricorn, and I will see you soon. Take care.